As far as what we are hearing, the National Guard, first of all, it's illegal, unconstitutional, it's dangerous, it's wrong. This is not about deportation. This is not about safety for this president. This is about authoritarianism. It's about stoking fear. It's about breaking the Constitution that would give him that much more control over our American cities. We have not heard directly, of course, from the president or his administration. And, my expectation is that regardless of, what this administration is doing, I'm going to remain firm and committed in protecting the rights and the civility of our nation, and we'll start right here in Chicago.
Is there any intelligence that you're hearing, not directly from the administration? Obviously, they're not talking to you, but have you gotten any inside intel about, where the Texas National Guard went? They flew out last night. They arrived somewhere. And what about the Illinois National Guard, and as to when they might be called up?
Right. So we do know that, much like what we've seen in other parts of the country, there's a process that the National Guard goes through before they're actually released into the streets of Chicago or anywhere. But what's really disturbing about all of this is that the National Guard, they have no policing authority or any policing powers. It's not what they're trained to do. And so, the intel that we have received, obviously, is that this president is determined to federalize the National Guard and to occupy our cities with the military. It's unconscionable, it's unthinkable, but this is America today, and we're going to do everything in our power to ensure that our democracy is ultimately protected.
Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning.
Your executive order a few weeks ago urged federal law enforcement to not wear masks and present other identifying information. As that seems to continue to be flouted, is there anything that your administration can do to enforce those suggestions and ensure that residents know that the masked people that are showing up are actually maybe federal officials versus someone else? Well,
First of all, residents of Chicago will know that if they're in a mask and they're disguising, that is not a local police officer. Our officers are very much identifiable. They don't wear masks. They're here to serve and to protect our residents in our communities. Look, the executive order was designed to challenge the federal government to engage at a local level with the same level of accountability that we expect from law enforcement. This, again, is a further demonstration of this president's unwillingness to cooperate with mayors. And quite frankly, it shows his lack of understanding of how you build trust within communities and law enforcement. In fact, this president has done more to disrupt, interrupt the relationship between local law enforcement and law enforcement in general with the community. That's not how we create safe communities. Are there other things that we're looking at? Absolutely. Are we going to make sure that we do our part as a local law enforcement to continue to engage in constitutional policing and building those relationships so that we can continue to drive violence down? Absolutely.